Hello and welcome back to Podcasting as Practice. I'm Dave, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Jamie, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Rob, mine are he and him.
And I'm Alistair, my pronouns are also he and him.
Grim
I'm
and dark.
paranoid now that I'm not loud enough. Let me just pull the microphone closer
for
and
fuck's
potentially
sake.
deafen everyone. There we go.
Yeah, that's the bang part of the flashbang you did to yourself earlier.
Yeah. Change that in the fly. That's always a good idea.
Yeah.
How are we all on this
touch
melting
that
hot
dial.
fucking day?
Hot.
It's hot. Yeah, Cornbread fan is here.
It's a balmy 24 degrees and I don't have the fan on because I care about the listeners.
Well,
So when you listen to this back and the final edit sounds like fucking Heathrow Airport, don't yell at me.
Recorded on location.
no,
We were there
actually,
operating a drone.
to be fair, like I might actually, because I just had to pay fucking 16 UK pounds to get a permit to come to the United Kingdom because you have your electronic travel assistance asset, whatever thing, ETA. I had to pay money to go to the UK, which is a fucking disgrace.
Extraterrestrial ass.
Yeah.
exactly.
And now you have a license for that.
Yeah.
You can have as much extraterrestrial ass as you like in Britain.
Exactly.
As long as you scan your face.
Yeah,
as long as
as
you
long
scan
as-
your
Yeah,
face at the moment of fucking, like, the moment of ejaculation and send it
Yeah.
to Keir Starmer, because that's what he's into, the dirty fuck.
Yeah, just the fucking
Upload
joint.
this to vinegarstrock.es and you shall have everything that you need.
Exactly. If you, the listener,
I
have
wonder
ever
if
wanted to
I
know,
wonder if that domain's available. That'd be a banger Blue Sky username.
It would be good.
if you, the dear listener, have ever wondered what ET's cum face is, just DM Keir Starmer. He'll send you.
Yeah, they share a cum face.
So, veering wildly off this because I know what that's going to fucking interact to the heat like. Rob, please, the notes.
If we just stick religiously to the notes, nothing can go wrong.
ET on that little bike in Keir Starmer, they're just really into like Deliveroo roleplay. It's a bit niche, but you know.
Oh, fucking I like that. Because I don't have the fan on and my brain's more cooked than everyone else's, I got to the punchline a couple of seconds before Rob said it there.
Oh.
Like one of the X-Men who can just see like branches in fucking time or something. I was like, no, that way.
Please, Mr. Webb was my father. Now, I want to return us to the to the most important story that only this podcast keeps track of, and that is shitting
Is it fucking
news.
energy bills?
No, it's
No,
public.
right, okay.
It's public bathroom update. It's the other important one.
Did they finally get rid of that sofa that was in that one public toilet that I went to years ago?
Well, maybe if it was in Whitby. This is from Anthony Nunninen from the Yorkshire Post. Whitby councillors are demanding urgent action because they are running their public toilets at a loss. And that, you will understand, is simply unacceptable.
Fuck my life.
Well,
Has it
I
tried
like-
monetizing piss?
They're trying, yeah. I mean, like, fucking neoliberalism, the state, everything must be profitable, UK.biz, or whatever the fuck they were calling it years ago under David Cameron. Cool.
Yeah, so at first I thought I would just like briefly mention this as like yet another example of a fucking council just like being totally insane. But this pulls in most of the threads of things that have bothered me over the last 5 years of doing this podcast. The first of which is like the total losses, at least according to the Yorkshire Post and a report from Whitby Council that they've seen, is that like the losses are £85,000 over 5 years, which is not exactly
Which
a
is
gigantic amount of
fuck all.
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But given
I thought
how
the point
strapped
was
council
that
finances
human
are,
shitting. Yeah, I thought the point was that human shitting was supposed to be like a loss leader in this market, and we made the money back from whales.
from the night soil men, like we,
Oh, bring back the Gong Man.
yeah, No, so anyway, but what is actually going on is basically years ago now, but the council...
Facebook AI post that is just the gong farmer, but it's just a farmer that looks like a fucking bell.
No, why I wanted to mention this is like the report is much more interesting because basically what has happened and why the council is losing so much money on bathrooms is because during the Blair years, I think, they outsourced most of these public toilets to...
Oh, yes.
To a company called Danfo, D-A-N-F-O. I don't know, it probably stands for something else, but it's been outsourced to Danfo. And according to the report, which was commissioned, I think, by Whitby Town Council, the contract conditions with the operator are, quote the report, are confusing and ambiguous, as well as stating that... stating that management of this contract can best be described as light touch. So,
it's
it's
an A4 sheet of paper with 2 lines on it. More money for me. Fuck you.
Yeah. So I imagine this is just one of those like weird outsourcing things that could have happened on the fucking Blair or Brown or Cameron or whoever. And pick any of the fucking cunts. But like. Despite being, but like the weird thing is, it turns out that like the public toilets in and around Whitby are like. It turns out that most of the major maintenance is already being done by Whitby Council itself, and the report goes on to state that like Danfo's only responsible for quote unquote some minor repairs. However, despite the bathrooms being publicly owned, most of the work being done by the council already, there is still a 50-50 split in the profits arising from, public toilets. Which is why Whitby Council is making a loss.
Like this...
So like...
it's just...
That's even more annoying then, because I assumed they were just making a loss because, like public toilets are a fucking service.
Yeah, our public utility.
You should provide as a council, yeah? Do you know what I mean? But it turns out because like there's a middleman hoovering up all the fucking profit. It's like, why are you making a fucking profit on toilets to begin with? Like, for fuck's I hate this fucking country so much. Like,
Can't believe you would stand in the way of a pissing and farting initiative.
what if we monetized every single fucking aspect of public life and somehow still didn't have enough left for public services? What then?
This is why you can't. This is why you can't leave the house without spending less than 50 quid. And like you've done nothing. You went out to the like end of your like front of your house or whatever and went back home. Somehow 50 quid has come out of your bank account.
Yeah. Don't worry if it's not you buying something, it's being fined for something.
Yeah. But yeah, the incredible thing is
like tipping drones, so you're like fucking, do you know what I mean? Throwing bird seed into your garden and like your car's now being impounded.
Just to tie it into one more of our favorite things, which is, privatization.
Energy prices.
The death of... No, it's the other one. It's fucking water bills. Because obviously public toilets use some amount of water. But, because the cost of water and the cost of flushing public toilets simply won't stop rising in the UK, that means the profits, which used to be there, have fallen by almost £40,000. Because, like, all the money they used to make now just goes straight to whichever fucking huge
down the
prick
toilet.
Yeah,
quite literally, and goes into the warm arms of a fucking water company.
I mean, they could
Bold
just
of you to assume that public toilets have water in them. Like, the majority of public toilets I think I've went into have all been completely fucking dry.
Well, like those fucking
obviously.
like stand things where like there's like 2 feet, like a French fucking
no
roadside.
It's just that it's that the water has been turned off, but someone has just at some point burst the door open, and it is just fully abandoned otherwise.
It's the Kool-Aid man, but it's a Whitby Council,
Yeah.
administrator. So yeah, I thought that this was just like going to be like a stupid story of like a council, just treating a public asset like a fucking, profit and loss sheet. Which, like, fair enough, somebody has to clean the thing and like they have to be paid and you have to allocate costs somehow. Whatever, capitalism. But like, not only is this outsourced, it's badly outsourced. The money all goes to like the worst people in the world. And then it goes to the water company. But I repeat myself. I'll read you one last line. This is from the this is a quote from the report that's in the piece in the Yorkshire Post. Quote: historically, the toilets, although intended to be cost neutral, were perceived as being a cost benefit to the council, according to the report, which adds, unfortunately, the toilets have never made a profit. They have never even been cost neutral.
Oh, they shouldn't be fucking cost neutral. Shut the fuck. It's a fucking public service, you cunts.
The whole point of public toilets is that they were invented because we got sick of people shitting and pissing in the street. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I think it is indeed a benefit to society if people are not shitting and pissing in the street as much as humanly possible. And there is a benefit to something beyond the fucking fact that it may or may not increase the income to the councils directly, like to their bank account directly.
But have you considered, though, that if you have, like, fucking public toilets, then you need to, like, you know what I mean, hire someone to clean them, and you should really hire someone to, like, fucking watch over them and make sure people aren't, like, doing fucking crimes in them or whatever, you know what I mean? And, that is 2 extra workers who might join a union, and the British state simply cannot abide. So
I mean, I would simply close all the public toilets and then with the savings, like, employ a fucking drone operator to fire hellfire missiles at anybody who's like pissing in the corner of the street.
Yeah. There is
a sofa in every public toilet.
There's a not insignificant amount of people in the British commentariat who would unironically see the idea of free access public toilets as being free housing for gay men or some shit. Like, it's too diseased a country to tackle the concept of maybe it's okay to piss in a toilet.
Not to drive that point home too much, but I think I'm right in saying that when Margaret Thatcher, like when they did the first AIDS awareness campaigns, either Margaret Thatcher herself or someone in her cabinet suggested that the posters should be printed and the campaign should go ahead, but it should only be put in public bathrooms because, you know.
Yeah, almost certainly. Even if that's not true, spiritually it's true, because that's like the only way that anyone with any fucking opinions on public toilets other than, yeah, they're good and we should have them, like, that's just what they're like.
Anyway,
Margaret Thatcher was inevitably going to try and get her revenge when that fucking aide had to explain what anal sex was to her, so...
Yeah. Anyway, I think that'll do us for you know... You'll get it back at some point, but that'll do it for the shitting forecast.
We're done with the shitting and pissing, and now on to the screaming and crying.
No, to like the other thing that really fucking, you know, Labour has had to sadly let go of their homelessness minister for, you know, undefinable reasons. Oh wait, no, they are entirely
undefinable. Oh, okay.
Sorry, let me quote Vicky Spratt in the iPaper. Labour Homeless Minister Rushanar Ali threw 4 tenants out of her East London townhouse before relisting the property for £700 a month more in rent, the iPaper revealed. The landlord MP has previously spoken out against private renters being exploited and said her government will empower people to challenge unreasonable rent increases. So,
I did like seeing like some of the outriders for this, like, you know, fascist government coming out and saying, but that would have been the letting agency or the portfolio manager or whatever who did that. And it's like, okay, who the fuck hired them to do that? My dude.
Yeah. Like, she can't be held responsible for that, Alistair. That'd be like that mean like taking responsibility for something. That can't be like can't be right.
That'd be like asking a member of the British state to consider second-order effects, and we know they just don't do that. You know what I mean? That's like why the Treasury only sees a number on a balance sheet, and it can't like relate to the value of an asset or a service or anything like that.
Yeah. To be fair, they can't even get cause and effect in the first place, never mind the second-order one. Like, at no stage has this government ever fucking established that we're going to do a thing, and this will be what results from it, other than some spreadsheet shit.
Yeah. Well, no, because every time they do a thing, they get another like Taylor Swift ticket off a fucking millionaire, and that's the only effect they're concerned with causing.
They might just think that happens.
let me quote a bit more from the article. Labour's Renters' Rights Bill, which will become law next year, will prohibit landlords who have ended a tenancy in order to sell the property from relisting it for higher rent until at least 6 months after the tenants have moved out. So, like, you can no longer, like... Yeah, I mean, you have to miss out on 6 months, whole months of rent.
Yeah, also, I'm gonna call citation needed on that, which will come into law next year.
Yeah, for sure. A source close to Ali, so, her with a hat on, said her tenants had been told their tenancy would not be renewed and were offered the chance to stay on a rolling contract, i.e., a monthly reviewable contract that makes your living situation even more desperately unsure than it was previously. And were offered the chance before she put the house up for sale. And the property was only relisted for rent after she could find a buyer. Which, like, I'm sorry, but in London, you can't find a buyer for your home. It either means it's such a tip that nobody wants it, or you weren't actually trying to sell it. You just wanted to, like, sit on it like a fucking dragon for 6 months and then resell it. Like shut the fuck up. You're not serious,
Yeah, like, the odds of not being able to sell it are ridiculous. And, again, the only reason that you would do this in the first place, as in... give that amount of time, is to be able to say you have satisfied the 6 months required.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking like incredible levels of bullshit throughout. But yeah, Alistair, as you were saying, like, she wasn't doing any of the work as the actual landlord. It was somehow managed by 2 different letting agencies. Which
that's not very efficient.
Yeah. Quote again from the article.
At the time, so that when something like this happens, they can both like say it was the other guy, and then the police can't charge you with anything.
Yeah, they're doing that Homer Krusty the Clown bit where they like pick each other up and swap each other about a little bit.
Actually, didn't they change the law about that because like someone embarrassed the police? Like, they arrested 2 fucking kids for some crime, and the kids were both like, "That was the other guy," and they couldn't like prove which one it was, so they got off in court. And so, like, you know what I mean? We dutifully changed the law so that can never happen again. Like the time the cops questioned someone and they just refused to speak. And then when they got to court, they like turns out they had a fucking alibi. They just hadn't told the cops. And so the cops looked like dickheads for not checking. And then, like, they changed the law so that now it can be held, if you do not mention when questioned, it can be held against you when you're at trial or whatever. And it's like, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Just make the police actually learn how to do their job instead of changing their job to make it easier every fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah.
A quote from the article. At the time of the ending of the tenant's contract, these 2 firms also attempted to charge Ali's tenants for nearly £2,000 for repainting and almost £400 for a professional cleaning. However, under the Tenants Fees Act of 2019, landlords are prohibiting from charging their tenants for professional cleaning. So,
Yeah, because they never fucking do it. Like, the actual cleaning, even, I mean.
So, the iPaper spoke to at least one of the tenants, and she said, like, yeah, we knew this was illegal, and then we told the letting agents, look, we know our landlord is the Labour MP for, a Minister for Homelessness. Immediately and mysteriously, the fees were dropped. Yeah, so the end result of this is like that she resigned, last Thursday. I mean, I think this is
possibly the most surprising part of all of this.
Yeah, who knew ministers could still do that?
Well, I mean, not all of them, because apparently 83 sitting Labour MPs are still landlords, which is now more than the Tories. I mean, to be fair, there are like no Tory MPs left, so like by the numbers, that kind of makes sense. But
it seems like it's been so long since some fuckwit resigned their fucking cabinet position for like blatantly being a fucking like dickhead on the take that I genuinely assumed I'd missed a set of patch notes where they'd said that feature was removed or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, I do think that, like, had it just been left up to Starmer, like, nothing would have happened. But then I also remembered that he sacked Louise Haig over, like, a missing phone from 7 years ago. So, like,
that she had mentioned before she took the post as well.
Yeah, but she was slightly left-wing, though, so... And I put massive, like, 6 sets of massive scare quotes that look like hot air balloons around the word slightly there. And also left-wing.
Yeah, so if you're curious, Rachel Reeves is, of course, a landlord, as are David Lammy and, last Labour MP standing, Ian Murray.
I didn't need to be told Rachel Reeves is a landlord. Every time I see her fucking, grimacing at fucking people from underneath that Lego haircut, I can just picture her yelling at students for fucking, do you know what I mean? Putting out cigarettes in the kitchen sink or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely someone with a fucking militant attitude towards the state of the skirting boards.
Yeah. No, we need to get rid of these tenants because I know they've just had a baby, but they left the bin in the wrong corner of the garden. You know what I mean? That sort of that sort of thing.
I just still remember, now formerly, former MP, but still, Baroness now, naturally, Thangen Debonair, when asked by, I think, Generation Rental Acorn, why they couldn't do a rent freeze, and she just sat there fucking smug as anything, and just went look, a rental agreement is a rental agreement is a contract, and contract is sacred, and this government can't be in the business of changing contracts.
Yeah, God forbid the government do something.
Yeah,
man, fucking Thangen Debonair. What did the rest of you see her performance on Newsnight the other day?
Yeah.
No.
Just outrageous.
Yeah, she took sitting lessons from Robert Peston.
I had a fucking special microchip of my own design welded to my brain so that I can't actually perceive Newsnight anymore.
Yeah, are you currently being recruited by fucking Neuralink, or is it...
No, I'm on the run from them because, do you know what I mean? I managed to do that without killing any monkeys, and they want to know my trade secrets.
Yeah, the winner, of course, remains slumlord Jas Athwal, he of, the mold and bug infested apartments from, last year, who's still an MP, though. And apparently, according to The Guardian, overall, MPs are 3 times more likely to be landlords than the, average UK individual. So,
but yeah,
cool.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
There's a little coda to this, though, because, The Guardians admitted there could be, many more landlords among the MPs, and that's because the Registry of Interest, only demands that you report rental income above £10,000 a year.
Well,
it could
is that
be,
in total,
be more
or is that
people
per house?
So that's so if you
I don't know.
have a rent below about £830 a month, and your landlord is an MP, it is not registered on the Registry of Interest. The big book that says all this horrible shit we're doing is okay, actually. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you was right in the big book, and that's fine.
When Rob said there was a little coda there, I assumed it was going to be the ballerina from that one advert who was retraining in cyber.
No, she actually retrained to become an assassin.
That film is fucking shit.
I haven't watched it yet.
You know what I mean? It's about as good as any other Len Wiseman film you've ever seen, which is to say it's complete fucking dog shit. I don't know why the man keeps getting work.
No, stop. Do not
I'm
do
sorry,
a fucking
Rob's
Wiseman
activated me
derail.
now.
No.
Why can't we not be activated? I disagree with this statement. Carry on, Jamie.
Turning Jamie on and off like a fucking microwave.
Oh, Christ. Oh, holy shit. He's just done the fucking Underworld movies. This is why I don't know, because I've never watched any of those.
Yeah, they're shit as
Don't
well.
simply live a better life.
He did Die Hard 4 as well.
Did he? Oh, fuck my life. Oh, shit. Yeah, he did do Live Free or Die Hard. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Die Hard 4.0.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, Die Hard is a computer now.
Everything is computer.
Yeah, well, almost everything is computer. The only thing that is still computer but isn't selling it.
Don't do a fucking segue off the bit that's going to get cut.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Hi, this is Rob. I'm disturbing your delightful in-ear entertainment to tell you that we have a Patreon at patreon.com/praxiscast. You can go there for more episodes, our Discord, bonus clips, and much, much more. This is also me begging you for your money in exchange for goods and services. Thank you. Oh, very well then. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Get ourselves some snacks. Bye. But yeah, I mean, it is good news, Jamie, that you're still on the run from, Elon Musk and Neuralink, because they're going to have to find something, better to sell. Quote from Gizmodo: "Prices for used Cybertrucks are in free fall, a stunning collapse that has become the most visible symbol of the deep and growing crisis at Tesla." Oh no.
It's so funny that the only thing propping up the share price of Tesla is Elon Musk, but at the same time, the only way they could increase the share price at all is by getting rid of Elon Musk. It is a beautiful catch-22 that they've managed to get themselves into by having just a total fuckwit for a CEO. Oh, what is it? Fucking calls himself like the Techno King or whatever.
The Techno King, yeah. I think that's still his formal title at Tesla. Yeah. This is a bit from TechCrunch. One owner who bought a $100,000 all-wheel drive Cybertruck 2024 model. I'm sorry, but you buy
Evil's voice.
But I'm sorry, if you buy a fucking Cybertruck for $100,000 or pounds or whatever currency, like you just deserve to get eaten. Like, I'm sorry, but like there's no escape for you.
I thought you wouldn't sell them secondhand anyway. I thought, is it not like in part of the fucking like?
Yeah, that was true until May of this year. There was a ban on resales. Like you were, that was essentially like because Tesla thought that these things would be in such high demand that like you'd get Cybertruck scalpers.
Yeah. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Like, you know what I mean? What are they going to do? Are they going to fucking, like, do you know what I mean? Stop me, like, in court somehow if I just say, well, you see, I drove it I was just driving it and I saw a huge bag of money by the side of the road and then that wouldn't fit in the back, so I had to carry the money home on foot and then the truck was gone when I got back. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, and when I say a huge bag of money, I mean, like, if someone gave you, like, $50 in loose change, that would probably be too much for the Cybertruck to carry.
Well, after 1 year and putting less than 20,000 miles on it, the truck's value had dropped by almost 37%. Because, like, the problem is nobody wants to buy the fucking things, like, first-hand or second-hand.
Hold on a second.
It's the fucking vehicular equivalent of the Ouya.
Also, 20,000 miles in a year. Fucking hell, that is a lot of miles to put on any vehicle.
It's America. It's like, I have to go to the city.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to.
That's like one trip a week to the local fucking Target, y'all, or whatever. I do not like it. I do not like the way that sounded. But
I don't think anybody did. But, here we are. It's 2025.
And that's why you shouldn't say that.
I know.
You have the word right. Use.
I know.
Another buyer purchased a top-of-the-line $127,000 Cyber Beast edition of the Cybertruck.
Oh, does that have shark's teeth painted on it? Please tell me it has shark's teeth painted on it.
I'm sure it has like some extra fucking functions, and maybe the dashboard doesn't scream, you will die a virgin, but that like
it puts you straight on the register.
The self-drive can take you to each of your neighbours' doors.
The little-known sequel, Linda LeBlanc's Cyber Beast, yeah.
Have we talked about it on the podcast before, whether Cybertrucks were had the fucking special edition models were having the little badge that makes them the special edition shaved off so that they could try and sell more of them because no one was buying those stupid special edition ones.
Yeah,
I think we mentioned that. Yeah, the limited edition ones, and they were like sanding the fucking serial numbers off them because nobody wanted them, and they were just trying to fucking put them in a fire sale with the rest of them.
Apparently, a Cyber Beast just has more engine power, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, more.
What is it, 1.2 or something?
More horsepower to get you down to the fucking Tesla cafe. More quickly, so you can buy your epic bacon.
Yeah, so the order can drop on your head.
Do you think Texans would be more or less insufferable if they started saying yous instead of your?
Ooh. Why don't? Well, then nobody could use it in the UK anymore. So like you'd have to find a new word. Because like otherwise you'd
No.
I mean, Scottish is a type of Texan. This is true, but yeah. So overall, like the sales of Cybertrucks are down 50% from last year when they were already like dog shit and terrible. So like you can't.
I hope every single one of them they've sold explodes and the company like fucking goes bankrupt and Elon Musk dies cold and alone.
Yeah. Well, apparently the other thing I read this week is that he's in the market of to maybe buy a UK energy provider. He wants to buy like Octopus or something.
I mean, okay, cool.
Why not?
The market could honestly do with one less fucking middleman in it. So have that fucking cunt come over and buy one, and everyone immediately switch away from it, and then you know what I mean. You know, all of the people who comment in the Daily Mail will switch to his provider because he'll buy Octopus and rename it Xtopus or something like that. You know what I mean? And they'll all switch to it because that's the not woke energy provider. And then their houses will all burn down when he, like, you know what I mean, supplies them instead with dark electricity that he's just invented or something. And, you know, I'll laugh my fucking crabs off for a year. So good, let him do that. I couldn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean?
He should buy Thames Water. They've already got dark water, like, sorted. They've cracked that already.
Where would he put the X in Thames Water, though?
Up his arse.
Yeah, can I read you a short, review comment from the Cybertruck Owners Club about the Cyber Beast?
If you must.
Birds poop on it constantly. I have no idea why, but every other day it has poop on it.
Because they see their own reflection and assume it's another fucking bird, and they're like, I'm gonna fucking shit on you, mate. Flying upside down like a fucking flash cunt.
That's Comrade Corvid for you.
Yeah, so that's I hope fucking Tesla just like goes out of business and takes the whole fucking house of cards with it.
US economy with them.
That would also be acceptable to me, like fucking.
Yeah. Sovereign banks
mean again to the to the bad people of Texas, but like, and then I remembered that we have listeners there, at least one.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? I'm not saying everyone in Texas is an insufferable fucking yahoo with a 10-gallon hat and 7.6 guns strapped to the person at all times, but I have seen photographs of people like that in Subway, so I know they exist. So if you catch any stray ire, please redirect it to your nearest like fucking walking joke of a man.
Yeah, every Texan is Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah.
Right, shall we go into an article?
Do we want to talk about big balls before we do whatever the main topic is?
Yes.
What's this?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, like, I haven't, I mean, like I say, I fucking, you know what I mean, I've rewired my brain to ignore, like, current events, but I am aware that, like, the American Army has invaded Washington, D.C. or something like that. I'm not sure the exact...
They sent in the National Guard and, like, the FBI and, like... I saw a video of the Secret Service like checking cars to see whether brown people were inside them, while like people were pointing and laughing at them.
Yeah, basically they've declared martial law in the nation's capital because Edward Big Balls Cunty name or whatever the fuck he's called from Doors. I genuinely can't remember his surname. It's probably like a fucking triple barrel thing.
Don't fucking care.
You know? Yeah. Anyway, that fucking prick. There was a thing last week where Elon Musk was like, "Oh yeah, fucking," you know what I mean, like. Poor wee Big Balls got mutilated by a gang that he was trying to save a woman from. There was a white woman being menaced by a gang of feral foreigners, and he stepped in between them to save the woman with his own, like, at the price of his own fucking head getting lumped to fuck. And then the police actually arrested two 15-year-olds, and so I genuinely and charged them with carjacking. So what I assume happened is they said his Cybertruck looked like shit. And he got out to fight them, and they beat the fucking crap out of him. So as a result, now like DC is like fucking, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, martial law.
Yeah, martial law with like they're implementing the judge system as we speak. And if you need proof that the nation's capital is like fucking. I mean, I say they're not really a nation, are they? They're a fucking circus. But if you need proof that Washington D.C. is a lawless, like fucking wasteland, the kind of which you would see in films, then fucking some like Minecraft-headed cunt called Will Chamberlain says that when he took his family to the Cherry Blossom Festival, he got off the metro and the first thing he saw was 4 youths riding ATVs, one of which was doing a wheelie. So excuse him if he doesn't believe crime is down.
I saw one of the extras from Fast and the Furious, and I have never gotten over it.
Yeah. The crime of having 2 wheels on off the ground, that's 50% of all your wheels in the air.
Like you just don't care.
Whenever I see a vehicle with the incorrect number of wheels on the floor, I do go into a stupor, so...
Yeah. It's just too radical for the human brain to comprehend.
You're always looking at trains as the problem there, Alistair, though you're right to do that.
I got a few new ones, actually, recently.
Ooh.
That fucking train simulator fucking video that one guy made years ago. With all the the dubstep where he's like got the trains going up on 2 wheels going around the corners.
yeah, the multi-track drifting. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, that's enough from the Yanks. I return us to Britain now. I give you a choice. You can have. Well, they're both bullets. Unfortunately, it's just the calibers that are different. One of them is a regular length article. The other is shorter, but
shorter.
Far worse, and you will regret it.
No, I won't.
Yeah, shorter.
Shorter.
Yeah. Okay.
You say I'll regret it. I say make me, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. Idiot Ideology failed the housing minister. She did nothing wrong. By Rod Liddell.
Oh, Christ.
Cool.
Now we're cooking with fucking gas. Let's go.
How many times in this article does he say that if you left him alone,
let's find out together. A golden rule of politics. The more a politician preaches about family values, the more likely it is that he's done half the rent boys in London. Hello, Rod. How are you?
Whoa. Well,
we should replace a commentariat with like fucking Little or Little John. You know what I mean?
The middle of Little John.
Do you know what I mean? Though, like
we've got John at home.
They're both just so insistent on like fucking doing the most like tedious 1970s homophobia you've ever heard in your life. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on, mate. I grew up in British schools. You've got to go out of your way to fucking like, do you know what I mean? Be more homophobic than that if you want me to get my fucking back up. Frankly, this is like easy mode. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had teachers that were more homophobic than this. Fuck your fucking ideas up.
Was one of them Rod Liddell?
Thankfully not.
When was this article printed again?
1976.
Yeah, Saturday, August 9th, 1976. So, and the more he or she rails against the iniquities of multiple property ownership, the more likely they'll be outed as having a rental empire that would embarrass in its scope and philosophy Peter Rachman. On this latter issue...
There's a deep cut.
Yeah.
On this latter issue, I would point...
Is this an Ollie Murs thing again? Who the fuck's Peter Rachman?
No, it's not.
He was a slumlord,
it's a Rod
wasn't
Liddell thing.
I'm looking him up now.
On this latter issue, I would point you first to Mad
He was
Mike
a
Meacham.
slumlord in Notting Hill in the 1950s and early 1960s.
Okay, well, forgive me.
So
Rob,
a contemporary reference.
A timely reference there from like Rod Liddell.
On this latter issue, I would point you first to Mad Mike Meacham, the former very left-wing Labour MP for Oldham West, sometimes described as Tony Benn's vicar on earth.
What?
I don't know.
As opposed to what? It's Vicar on the Moon.
Yeah. Genuinely. This year. This week, even. Tony Benn references. Not long after Mike had denounced second homeowners for, quote, robbing people of a home, which is a basic right, as he put it, it was revealed that he had a magnificent total of 12 properties, 5 of which he rented out for profit. Well, he's a cunt then, and we all agree that he's a cunt. He kept 3 for himself, the massive Cotswold pile with its swimming pool, the palatial Wimbledon villa with its large garden, and a small flat in Oldham for those mercifully fleeting constituency visits.
So is the argument here...
And that was effectively the end of Mad Mike.
Cool.
So is the point being made here, because some cunt did something somewhere in the late 70s or early 1950s or whatever the fuck, we should never do anything again, and this fucking, Rushnara Ali MP should have just, kept her job while,
who fucking knows?
militating directly against her brief.
Who even dares ponder what the fucking point of, a Rod Little article is going to be?
I'll tell you now, Rob, it's stupider than that.
Oh, good.
Now, it is the turn of Rushnara Ali, who was,
before we move on from that bit about fucking, Mad Rasputin the fucking Great, or whatever the fuck Tony Ben's priest was called. Can I just say how I hate when people talk about a pile in the Cotswolds? What the fuck does that mean? I know from context it's a house, but why do they call it a fucking pile?
I know,
right? Cotswold famous for its cream.
I'm just gonna assume there's some esoteric racist analogy that is what that alludes to.
It could be. It's either that or it's going to be fucking, do you know what I mean? The upper classes being self-deferential. You know what I mean? They live in a fucking a 700-room palatial estate, and they go, oh, look, my old pile. It's shit, really. Do you know what I mean? Fucking. I don't know. I fucking hate it either way, though.
Yep.
Anyway, let's get back to.
Now, it is the turn of Rushnara Ali, who was until late last week Labour's housing minister. Labour's rental rights bill, a spiteful and performative sop to those members of the party.
Did someone threaten your rental properties, you fucking sack of shit?
Imagine having that cunt as a landlord.
I know.
Doesn't he live in?
If he thinks this is this fucking watered down shit is spiteful and terrible and everything, has he considered dying mad about it?
I don't think he'll have an option really at the end. A spiteful and performative sop to those members of the party who think that all property is theft, especially if you own more than one of them.
I see what he did there.
Hey.
Also, who the fuck's left in the Labour Party that thinks all property is theft?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure there's someone out there who's been in a coma for 6+ years, who is still technically a member of the Labour Party purely because they haven't had the opportunity to cancel the direct debit.
One momentum organizer in a stay and fight t-shirt who's gotten into the fucking wall cavities and they can't find them. You know what I mean? It's like Alien, but with a fucking clowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oops! I appear to have got my hand stuck in this wall, and now I can't move.
Anyway, the bill would prohibit landlords from evicting tenants in order to jack up the rent, and that is exactly
jack off the rent.
You can just do that. It's yours.
Well, no, you need to submit a picture of your ID first.
Yeah, and also you need to apply the correct unguents because otherwise that shit's just not going anywhere.
Don't know what's got into Rob today. He's just constantly talking about unguents for some reason.
I am just, supplicating the machine god. It's fine.
Don't do that.
What too many Warhammer books do to a motherfucker.
That fucking picture. I finally read all of the Horus Heresy books. Are they good? No.
They are not. I can confirm. Nico is wrong. And they're shit.
I tell you what, you really want to fucking talk about them when we're reading a Rod fucking Liddell article, though, don't you?
I want to talk about anything else. Can we please talk about the Emperor's Children?
Well, you shouldn't have selected the fucking short, sharp terror then, should you?
Why not? What the fuck are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Read both? I'd like to see that
Keep
happen.
reading.
And also, quite
Oh,
frankly,
you're right.
Just to be certain, when I pressed the button, I said, "Give me the terror, please." This was not the one that I had in mind.
Well, fix the button.
Yeah, you get
And
the
lo,
cold terror,
that is
and you're going to like it.
And lo, that is exactly what Miss Elise seems to have done with one of her 3 buy-to-let properties. 4 tenants were kicked out, and shortly afterwards the house was back on the rental market with a £700 increase. Once the opposition parties had got hold of this, via those previous tenants of course, Ali was politically dead meat. Staggering hypocrisy was one description of her behaviour.
How dare those evil tenants tell people that they were mistreated? If anything, they're the real motherfuckers in this story.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, if
Oh,
you're a tenant,
it's Rod Little.
if you're a
I forgot
tenant,
about him.
if you're a tenant, the ideal situation for a landlord is that when they jack up the rent, that you either lay down and die, and they get all of your assets, such as they are.
I mean, that bit in 7 where they talk about how the fucking guy Kevin Spacey had just left strapped to a bed for fucking a year was the ideal tenant because he couldn't complain and he always paid his rent on time. I mean, only a matter of time before a British government tries to write that into law. Do you know what I mean? It's that's how landlords should be allowed to treat their tenants. You want to live in this house? Fine. I have to nail you to the fucking floor over there so you can't move or complain, and you hand over your bank account. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was called 7 because it was a 7% increase in the rent year on year, every year.
Yes.
Also, fun thing while we're talking about the housing market, because I think the housing market, of anything rent and stuff, gets too much of a good rap. People aren't really aware of how shit it is. If you're in social housing and you're behind on the rent, and they fucking refer you to a phone call from the fucking the local councils. I can't remember what they called it, but the local council have a person who talks to you about are you just tragically inept with your money? Let's talk to what you can do to fix that. They will recommend that you pay the rent before you buy food, and it's okay, how about I don't do that and you can fuck off? Do you know what I mean? Have you considered starving your family so you can cover your arrears? It's no, I haven't considered that, weirdly, and I'm not going to. I think they had some incredible fucking name the Healthier and Wealthier team or something like that.
Fuck off.
Fuck out of here.
That's definitely a thing. It might not have been the same thing I spoke to, actually. I don't know, but yeah, there's a million different. Every couple of weeks, if you're on Universal Credit, every few weeks you'll get a message in your journal, and you log in to fucking read it, and it's just we've you know what I mean. We've got a new name for you know what I mean. The whatever we've dreamt up to replace well-funded mental health services this week. You know what I mean. Speak to the Fun Cloud or something like that, and it's okay, great. I look forward to that.
Love to be on the Healthier and Wealthier team, and my entire job is just phoning up people and telling them, please stop eating coins.
I'm the macrobiome. I do what I want.
Right, back to this fucking article. Well, yes, it is indeed hypocrisy, but it is hardly staggering. It is, as I've said, par for the course. It's something to which Labour MPs are perhaps uniquely prone, and in a broader sense is far more significant than mere hypocrisy. It occurs when a Labour MP's private life, his or her reality, comes into conflict with the Flopsy Bunny fairy tale idiocies of the party's manifesto.
Oh my fucking Christ!
I do love these people who their brain is so fucking cooked that the 2024 Labour manifesto, which was 90% pictures of Keir Starmer by weight, was somehow Capital Volume 5.
Oh, just
when they are at home. When they are at home with their families, Labour MPs exist in the real world and see society as it actually is, not how some ideologically driven half-wit has decided it could be. This is where the conflict comes.
Yeah, that's where the conflict... People always say that, like, the source of conflict is when Labour's fucking, you know what I mean, incredibly left-wing 2024 manifesto dissolves on contact with the real world. People are always talking about that, like, it's incredible though, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like Labour, like, literally fucking tying themselves in knot to give this cunt and cunts like him every fucking cunt thing their cunt hearts desire, and like still he's writing in the paper that they're all fucking, like, you know what I mean? They're all to the left of Lenin. Like, fucking. Yeah, so good.
You just
so
learn the
gratifying.
lesson that, like, these people, like, cannot be satisfied. You should stop trying because they're just cunts, and they're incorrigibly so. Like,
you see, if you're the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, right, and it's a shit kingdom, and it's like full of wankers, and nothing works, and apparently there's a black hole at the heart of public finances, but you know, you still, I think, have access to like men with guns, so you could. You know what I mean? You could.
Fuck's sake.
You would no longer go to the fucking papers and tell them that you're like fucking Karl Marx come back to life to steal like the fucking wealth of the rightfully rich who ascended the meritocracy to write fucking piss in the newspapers about how you should never just send the army in. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking phone fucking Grant Mitchell off of EastEnders and get him to send the SAS round.
yeah.
I understand that to be his role in society. So, like, you know what I mean? Just fucking have him.
Yeah, just.
Okay.
Just a,
None of that's
you know,
making
this-
it in.
Why
Like,
have.
So just fuck off. Oh, right, okay. Can we try and do bits that stay in the pod, please?
No.
Well, you chose this.
No, David, you did.
You did.
Yeah.
Wrong.
To be.
Your choice was to give us a choice. You knew what would happen.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I think you very well did, and I think, you know, you should live with
I'm afraid all
consequences.
podcasters are fundamentally unknowable, actually. So,
Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
turned up here going like, right, okay, well, do you want one of those ice creams that comes in the little like fucking plastic thing with a gumball at the bottom, or do you want to lick the third rail? What do you think was going to fucking happen? What the fuck were those ice creams called? Actually, now I want to go back to
Snowball?
the 80s. I bet if was it a snowball? Was it?
I think it's a snowball.
I can't remember. I bet if I phoned Roland River and he would know. He loves the 90s.
Phone Rod Little, he'll know.
in truth,
Not allowed to phone Rod Little.
Vision, but it's like fucking Rod Little and a Hannibal Lecter restraints. He's like,
Halibut Lecter mask.
Halibut Lecter. Yeah, I missed that SpongeBob SquarePants episode.
is it too late early to change the hull hole? Oh, it's a shame all of this is not fucking making it.
We'll see about that.
In truth, Rushnara Ali did not only did nothing wrong, she was actually doing good.
Oh my
oh,
fucking God.
fuck off.
What an edgy boy you are, Rod. Like, wow. Yeah, you know what I mean? I didn't see that fucking coming 100 miles away. Oh my God, what if the bad thing was actually good? Holy
Good,
shit,
yeah,
guys are
yeah. What if they were 1,000 million years ago, you know, back when fucking dinosaurs roamed the earth? We read that article where, like, fucking landlords were trying to rebrand themselves as housing providers. This is just that again, isn't it?
See, the problem...
She was providing homes for people at a time when landlords are fleeing the market.
Oh, fuck off.
The problem that the media has is that Rod Little could only have gotten into this line of work before the advent of like mainstream like internet on like day-to-day computers, because people will just hand opinions like this out for fucking free on Twitter and Blue
Oh yeah,
Sky.
yeah.
So
yeah. And also, just a quick check-in, Rod, while we're here. The landlords are the landlords who are fleeing. Are they taking houses with them? Because if not,
Yes.
then what do I give a fucking shit for?
They
He
just
doesn't
drag
seem
them
to
behind the
bring that
plane as they flee.
Yeah. She was providing homes for people at a time when landlords are fleeing the market because of, scare quotes, progressive, which is the first thing he's actually arguably said correct here, legislation that
Right,
makes
for the
it
wrong
almost
reasons.
impossible. Yeah. Legislation that makes it almost impossible to be a landlord.
Good.
It's the most difficult
If
job
only.
on the planet.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
only-
God forbid we do anything to disrupt the, like, just horrendous rentierism that is just completely stripping every single every single observable element of this country that could at some point have been good. Yeah, like I fucking wish, Rod Little, I wish Keir Starmer was a modern day Chairman Mao, but he's fucking not. He's a fucking cunt Enoch Powell, which is like an impressive combination of words, and like he's even less appealing than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Rod Liddell was like, I don't know, 90 years younger, I don't know. Like he would unironically be one of the kind of people that uses the term rentoid.
I mean, the guy's a
But
fucking
if
member
Rod-
of the SDP, so like the man's brain has been
Yeah.
cooked for a long time.
Yeah.
No, just like little bits of paper with like contrarian opinions just fall out.
I can
As a
actually,
conse-
weirdly, right, I can actually remember the first time I was ever introduced to the concept of Rod Little. And I was reading a paper at, like, at me fucking grandma's or something, and he had a column in there complaining about how shit wimpy restaurants were. And I just remember reading it, like, however fucking, it was decades ago, so I don't know how old I was, but I remember reading it and thinking, like, how much fucking free time does this man have that he's writing in a fucking national newspaper about how shit wimpy is? Like, just go somewhere else. Do you know what I mean?
This guy is Adrian Childs Wario.
As a consequence of that legislation, there are now many fewer homes to rent, and so the housing crisis has been greatly exacerbated. All because, for politicians, it is cool to hate landlords and take the side entirely of the tenants.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah,
happening there.
that's definitely what's happening.
Entirely. Mm.
See, Rod Little, like, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, for all the fucking, like, shit he says and does, is the, like, you know what I mean, the poster boy for British fascism. But he's also the perfect example of British fascism because, like, he rails against a version of the world that does not and has never existed. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Just,
While pining for one that also never fucking existed.
yeah, but, like, you know what I mean? It's like the thing where, like, fucking, you know, you see people on the internet screaming about, like, oh, the migrant hotels, all the migrants, like, come over here and they get
5-star
given, like, a fucking
hotels.
No, they all get given a 6-bedroom house, like a mansion in
Yeah.
the Cotswolds on taxpayer money, and it's like, right, well then why are you protesting outside a fucking shitty hotel in the arse end of nowhere if they all end up in mansions? Why don't you go and protest outside some fucking mansions and see if that improves society at all? Because I think it has a better shot than harassing fucking, like, poor people in a hotel.
Yeah. A real idiocy, he says. And not only was Miss Ali providing homes for other people, doubling down on that, she was also building a stable financial future for herself and her family.
She's an MP.
She is an MP.
Not just an
She's
MP, a
fucking
minister.
cabinet minister, yeah.
Her happy future could be more guaranteed if she fucking tried.
All of that is entirely laudable, I reckon, and in a sensible world, Ali would be commended rather than, in effect, sacked.
Why?
She resigned. That's
It's the
not
same
in
thing.
effect sacked. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's the only job where that is the case. She did not 100% resign completely off her own back on her. She was told to fucking resign, which is the same thing. Still an MP though, so
Yeah.
anyway. But then she signed up to the rental rights bill, didn't she? She thought that other people should not be allowed to do what she was doing, and yet I would bet that she didn't see very much wrong in the way she managed her rental properties. Again, you're correct, she probably fucking didn't, because she's a fucking landlord.
Yeah.
Because
all I'm hearing
suggest
is that Rod Liddle is quite clearly a fucking buy-to-let landlord. If you suspect your landlord is Rod Liddle...
the secret that landlords don't want you to know.
Yeah, one weird trick.
Well, he probably is, because his next sentence is literally, I would suggest there was no wrong. This happens with Labour time and time again. You would do well to find a politician more piously left-wing than, would anyone like to guess?
Jeremy Corbyn.
Close. Diane Abbott.
Oh, fuck
We can't not be taking a swing at Diane Abbott when it's a D ending in fucking Y.
True. It's true. If anything, she's had too easy a time of it lately.
Who, from her portfolio of asinine left-wing shibboleths, was apt to denounce the evils of private education. And yet, of course, she sent her son to a private school because, as a high-achieving middle-class mum, she knew that it would be the best for him. Well, she's also wrong about a lot of shit, so we don't care. Like, I gotcha. Like, sorry, like, they're all shit. We know this.
Yeah.
In other words, she did the right thing.
You cannot fucking outmaneuver me by gotchaing like someone you assume to be on my fucking, like, in my corner, because, do you know what I mean? Like,
I have already killed my our heroes.
Jamie's a beef-seeking missile.
yeah, that's right. Like, do you know what I mean? I will beef with literally fucking anyone on this or any other planet. So, you know what I mean? By all means, like, invite me to fucking, do you know what I mean? Like, just fucking prove how wrong you are. Yeah.
In other words, she did the right thing. It was the demonisation of private education that was wrong. In effect, Diane had been spouting lies. Given the state of the schools in her area, she would have been a negligent parent to have sent her kid to the local Winnie Mandela Academy for stabbing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I invite that academy's best and most, like, well-trained students.
Jesus Christ.
I think there are several reasons why they shouldn't do that.
After we finish this, do we want to do the other article just so we've got something we can actually put in an episode?
Well, just in case. The safety article.
We need to do a backup shoot article just in case, like, when we pull the ripcord the first time. Oh no, anvils.
You may remember that Shami Chakrabarti, the fabulously sanctimonious former Labour Shadow Attorney General, brackets, under Magic Grandpa.
Oh, he's playing the hits.
Yeah, this is just like...
Also opposed selective schools, but sent her son to one of the most expensive private ones in the country, Dulwich College. Or, wait for this absolutely damning fucking, like, you've never held anything
Jeremy
more damning
Corbyn's
than this.
£1 million North Islington mansion.
No, this is actually damning. Or the admittedly rather likeable Emily Thornberry.
Ooh. Fucking hell.
This is like Tommy Robinson saying he likes Aaron Bastani.
Don't make me feel sorry for Emily Thornberry, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no way that he could do that. Who signed up to the fashionable loathing for selective schools but buzzed her child out of the area to just such a school because she knew it was better for her. Get another example.
This man is
Hypocrisy,
obsessed with
sure.
schools.
Hypocrisy, sure, but also...
Look, Rob, we were good until you opened your damn mouth.
Yeah.
Hypocrisy... Oh, hypocrisy, sure, but also a realization that you cannot live by the strictures you would wish to impose upon other people because the strictures are stupid.
Oh,
there is always the world as it is.
Which strictures regarding schools is it that you object to, Rod?
Are you actually... We're going to have to do that other fucking article, aren't we? There is always the world as it is, and the world as Labour imagine it. And when it comes to their personal behaviour, even Labour MPs can distinguish between the two. Rod Liddell.
Oh, well, what have we learned today, children?
Don't pick Rod Liddell articles.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't let you pick Rod Liddell articles.
Yeah,
The fuck did we do?
So we got sent into a frenzy.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, this is David just going down to the zoo and, like, taunting the bears and then getting annoyed with the bears when they try to fucking maul them. Like, well, that was a fun time had by all. I'm sure that
I like to think so. I thought it was great.
Yeah, another job well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a bad idea, and all of this was a mistake. Just before we finally end it, patreon.com/praxiscast.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Don't say I'm not good to you. Patreon.com/praxiscast, 2 bonus episodes a month, and also Discord access. Come to the Discord. Twitch streams are available at 6:30 on Sundays. That is one stream. We're also probably, I think, at this point, really going to start doing Thursday streams again. So Thursday evenings. Keep an eye out. Like, you'll see when we're live, etc. Twitch.tv/praxiscast.
We came up with a good gimmick.
Yep. Everyone will hate it.
Now all we need is for the two members of the pod with ADHD to follow through.
And then they've come up with this idea specifically to torture me.
Yeah. Everyone's going to have a great time.
Yeah.
Also, merch available, praxiscast.tmail.com. Get yourself a mug so you can fill it with a cold beverage to pretend you are not here for a very fleeting moment.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 I'm so fucking hot.
I know, I'm cooked. I'm going to go and put the fucking fan. I'm going to stop recording first, actually. Like, that's what we generally do at the end of the fucking episode, isn't it?